All praise due to the Most High. You already know the vibes. I am NAGA the Wise. You know, there's so many things in this world that you put your attention on. I'm attacking this thing constantly because the power of one world mind, like, not to say that's where it should be, but to have everybody thinking at least towards a higher frequency all at one time will incure, ensure the value, procure the circumstance to be beneficial for everything to come in the future. But we don't look at life in these particular ways. Like, people think they got to get theirs right now because you're so fucking greedy or selfish or whatever the value may come with those things, or you got to interrupt something because lack thereof of what you are. There's always going to be a balance of energy, and the energy is going to state the retrospect of the frequency that's available. So if you got a dynamic energy that's positive, the right thing would be to do to feed into that energy so more positivity will come out of that. It just multiplies the pretense. But then over here, because you are not that energy, you can't represent that particular value or frequency. You seek to do the opposite of these things and then act as if it's a particular okay. Why do I even explain it like that? Because you're going to talk your way into sounding like you right. And then, you know what, I sit down and I listen to people. I'm like, I could tell why you believe anything, because you want somebody to tell you something at the end of the day. You want somebody to tell your ass something. Like, you ain't got the mentality or the mental capability just to see through the actions of people, knowing that's what it is. You'll sit there and consider the fact whether or not that was right or wrong and benefit to you. No, if your mind is not constantly dissecting the understanding of what's hitting you, yeah, divine gonna guide you through it, but you got to be responsible for where you place your energy and how much of that energy you expel. You know what I'm saying? When it's like, that's why I like that song. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, because you always in this as attribute of reality. You always in that particular understanding when it comes to particular values, especially from your peoples that are close to you or people that you deem a place in your life to give them more more exact light from your spiritual existence to add them to your life. And this is how you connect to people, whether you know it or not. You don't just randomly say, oh, that's going to be my friend or that's going to be my woman. No, your light starts to lean on one another. Your light starts to match up with one another. And that starts to show the combination of the value of the frequencies. So the frequencies start to latch on to one another and they start to recreate or create purposes for these two frequencies to indulge them. So you start seeing people meld that way. You have to really look at it down to the microcosmic aspect so you can see what's actually taking place. But this is what I'm saying. Most minds are not apt to be that strong to think about anything. You know what I'm saying? But then y'all getting these like in-depth arguments and fight about senseless nothings. You know what I'm saying? And because it's senseless, you don't even understand the probability of the frequencies that are taking place when you mix with somebody. This is what the science is for. Like, most people don't want to be intelligent, but you want to act the opposite of the sum of each equation and different to life. Like, shit goes left. You want to be this way. I ain't gotta take responsibility. You did this, it caused that. It wasn't me. You try not to have the energy of any form of connectivity towards your mind being apt to be within the attribute of anything that you're trying to create. You're like, nah, it's not me. And I could have said it in lesser words just to explain it, but that's a whole chemistry set to me. It's a whole chemistry set. And I'm looking at it like, yo, are you dumb, or do you just not take responsibility? Like, those are the things how I look at it. Like, so this is why I don't even respond most time when people say things, or try to place me in certain particular energies because it's like, are you dumb or do you not really comprehend? You know what I'm saying? Like in this, those things are particular values that sometimes we gain responsibility in showing the knowledge. Because if you put the knowledge there and you still don't accept it, but you pose like you do, it's almost like you trapping yourself. Because once that love that's trying to teach you that information goes away, you got to figure this shit out yourself. It's almost like divine give you the last straw all the time, and then you still don't do the right thing with the last straw. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just trying to show you something. Not